We came off a 28-hour flight where I had no sleep. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Markita, your favorite nomadic mom, spiritual coach, and teacher of life. On this channel, we talk all about how to live your very best life as a single parent. Also talking about tips, tricks, and tools that you can utilize while traveling as a single parent. And for those of you who do not know, I am currently in Thailand. I have been living here for about 38 days now. And in this video, we are going to talk all about what it has been like to live in Thailand as a Black single mother. Full disclaimer, as I hop into this video, I want you all to be mindful that these are my personal experiences. I can only provide you insight through my lens, right? One thing that I would like to suggest always is to take what you need and leave the rest. That has been a good affirmation for myself, and I want to give it to you. Take what you need and leave the rest. These are my personal experiences, and I just want to share them. Okay, so I have been residing in Thailand for about 38 days with my 1.5-year-old. Well, now she's 1 and 6 months. And this journey has been a lot of reflection for me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the reflection and the lessons that I have learned personally about myself, but I'm also going to talk about the culture and just being in the culture as a single parent and just how I have felt navigating the whole situation or navigating through Thailand as a single mama. This is an island that is in the southern part of Thailand. This island was massive. No, I know that it's not as big as Phuket, but I think that it's like in the middle of like Koh Phangan and maybe Phuket. I'm not sure, but I know that the island that we were initially on felt like a city. During that time that I was there, we did not do much. So I'm just gonna be honest. The only thing that we did was we went to the elephant sanctuary and we went to a couple of places to eat. But besides that, me and Divine relaxed because we only stayed on Koh Samui for 1 week after we got here. And during that time, I allowed myself to relax and just walk around the neighborhood and see what it was like in the environment. And I would like to say that I did not stay there long enough to really get a feel for the culture, but I did get a feeling of that it felt like a city, so it was like busy, which was fine. I like the city. I realized, after another experience that I am actually a city girl. So, if I were to come back, and if I were to come back without my daughter, then I would definitely visit Koh Samui again just to get a deeper feel for it and to get a deeper feel for the culture on that particular island. So because we only spent 1 week on that island and we did not do much of anything, I cannot give you a real review of whether or not this island could be for you or not. But I do want to touch on a few of my personal experiences and some things that I felt being in a new country, having a new experience as a single mother. When I got there, I was scared. I was scared. I was scared to even go outside. I didn't want to go outside. I remember getting to the Airbnb and I was like, oh, I asked them to have water and they didn't have any water. So I messaged this and to see if they could bring us some water. And because I was so tired, we came off a 28-hour flight where I had no sleep. And so when we got to our Airbnb, we didn't have the water that I had asked for. And so this threw me into a state of anxiety because I was already tired. And then, I was already dehydrated from such a long flight. And I'm in a new place, a new environment. And, I'm messaging with the Airbnb host, and I'm like, "Oh, I asked you for water. Like, can you have someone bring it?" And he's like, "The the water is literally like the store is literally like a couple of kilometers, and I don't know kilometers because I work in miles. You know, we work in miles in the US. So I didn't even look it up. I didn't, do anything. I just was like I just instantly felt the anxiety and the urge to like figure things out really, really fast because I needed some water. So yeah, I just remember that whole experience. I was like, oh my gosh, like I asked you for water to have water here for a reason, and I don't even have water because if you don't know, it is not recommended for you to drink the water in Thailand, and it is recommended for you to have bottled water or a filter or some sort. So what ended up happening was he ended up sending me the apps that I needed to use in order to order different things like groceries, transportation, from food, like different things like that. Kind of like Uber Eats. I would consider Grab to be the Uber Eats of Thailand. I ordered me some water, and what ended up happening was the guy couldn't find where we were. So I ended up having to walk outside, and I walked to the main road. When I walked to the main road, I realized like the store was literally across the street, and I could have had the water and been hydrated and been feeling better and all that time, but I didn't know. Right. So, and I was tired. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to do anything. It was hot as well. The whole experience definitely just shot me like into anxiety, and I just realized that I was scared being in a new environment. I was scared to step out and to navigate. I was scared to do anything. So I feel like that's why in the first week of us being there, I didn't do anything. Because for one, I wanted to rest, but two, I in the back of my mind, I was scared. I had anxiety. The thing that I experienced, which kind of just egged on to the anxiety, is that we did one activity on Koh Samui. I took Divine to the elephant sanctuary, and she acted up so badly. And that's the first time that I had ever experienced like her just crying and crying and crying. Like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. So that's why I decided not to do anything, the rest of the week, because that one experience took every ounce of energy that I had left within me. Like, she, yeah, first of all, I didn't know that the experience was like, I didn't know that we would be hiking on the experience. I didn't know how long it would be, and I also didn't know that it would be hiking included in the experience. So we went to the elephant sanctuary. We had to make the food for the elephants. We had to feed the elephants, and then we went and we did another hike to go and see the rest of the elephants. If Divine was a little bit older, or even if we had been a little bit more into the trip and she was more rested, it probably would have been fine. But that whole experience, no. No, like she acted out so badly. Like it was too long of an experience for a 1 year old. And she wanted to get down, she wanted to hike. It was hot. So I couldn't keep her in the carrier because I was so hot and she was so hot. And it was just like, okay, well, let me get down, let her walk. But it was a hike. So she wanted to run. And yeah, so that whole experience like turned me off from doing anything. Like I said, if I were to come back to Thailand and to visit Koh Samui again, I would indefinitely do it by myself. Or I would do it once Divine is a little bit older. And I just learned like there are a lot of things that I still can't do because of Divine's age. It's not age appropriate. So yeah. I also would like to add that it would have been a different experience if I wasn't alone. And that was a harsh reality that I had to kind of come through. Like, I watched other people videos on YouTube. Before I decided to have this experience, I did a lot of research. And people have been doing this with their children, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, like babies. But because I was alone, I had to handle all of it by myself, which was a lot for me. It was a lot. I was like, no, ma'am. Like, no. We had to cut the hike short. We went back. I didn't fully enjoy myself because I had to deal with this, crying, raging baby that was probably just hot, tired, and dehydrated, because we're out here hiking in 95, 97-degree weather. Yeah, so that was another thing that I would like to say about Koh Samui is it's very hot and very, very humid. And I did not enjoy that part of it at all. So yeah, you take from that what you need to take from it. But this was my personal experience, and this is what we went through that first week here in